Can you hear me? Okay, so for burns, like I said, I do Second Spire, Vehement Rage, Brutal Onslaught. When that's over with, so for warriors, I don't know if you have the Gladiator's Plate Chest Guard of War, which is from Matamiram, I think is the, but it's Anguish, and what it does is it increases the duration of Mighty Strike Discipline by 6 seconds. So you can pop that in and hit your Fell Strike or Mighty Strike, but that's maybe going too far. But you can hit Mighty Strike or Fell Strike for your second round of discs. Rage of Ralos also you can use. So like if I want to burn this mob here, I'll go Second Spire, Behemoth, Brutal Onslaught. You have War Shawls, which you can hit, which will give you a boost in DPS. Shield Sunder is also something you want to spam, always hitting it on your mobs. This little 4 block of stuff I hit all the time: Gut Punch, Throat Jab, Knee Strike, Shield Sunder. And then so that's running, and I had my shield in, so my DPS is locked at the moment. Hold on a second. Okay, so that's where now you see where the true numbers. You can get up into 300 and 400K if you do it all right. So when those are done, let me see. Click. Say those are done. Now you go to Mighty Strike. You go Rage Ralos. And again, keep up with your 4 buttons. When the mob gets under 20%, you can hit your Cunning Strike, which is a little boost in DPS. There's a lot of buttons you can fit. You can play warrior. You can play warrior as difficult or as easy as you want. You can turn attack on and just let it run, or you can be really diligent and get your buttons stuck, pushed down. Yeah, you can set up hotkeys. I'm more of I like to click the buttons as I go, but you can set it all up on one mash key, with a macro. One little thing you might look at is this button here. I just call it Aggro. And what it does, and you can see, it swaps in my shield, hits Fortitude, hits AE Taunt, says rude, and then it says that I'm going in and I'm tanking. So basically if there's a mob and you're next and the tank in front of you dies, you can hit that button and shield in, Fort's running, AE Taunt, you have aggro, then you want to hit all your aggro buttons. Blast of Anger, Warrior's Auspice. So that's like my normal. That's a good button. It's best if the mobs, they're alone, but it doesn't have to be, because you're in Fortitude once you hit it. So anything that turns to you anyway is just not gonna hit you. So that's a good button. I used to have a mash button where I had 4 or 5 things connected to it, like it would hit Gut Punch, Throat, and then it would hit certain things, but I kind of found like I wanted to. Oh, okay, so your main, like on incoming, when a mob's coming at you, your main stuff is going to be Slander and Clusen's Roar. Okay, those are your two main, always your main aggro. Blast of Anger can add a little, and then your two pets, Phantom Aggressor and Projection of Fury. Those are your two pets, so you can see that I have a little pet out. And when he's pulling aggro, when he disappears, all the aggro he pulls goes to me, so it's nice aggro. Blast of Anger, Warrior's Auspice, Roar of Challenge is an AE roar, so you can pick up aggro from multiple mobs if you need to. Warrior's Fury and Rage of the Forsaken. And then again, I'll always keep these buttons down all the way through a fight so that nobody's catching me. Because like, you know, berserkers, wizards, sometimes monks will always want to like challenge your aggro. You do not want them taking an aggro from you. So I always keep these buttons spammed whenever they come up. If it's a solo mob and there's nothing else around, you can hit Dragon Strike Blades too, and that adds a nice little boost. But yeah, I just keep stuff down, just like this, right? Shield Sunder always down. Shield Sunder, what it does is it can hit up to 600,000. I've seen a 700,000 hit, so it goes into your DPS, and it also protects your group a little. See, it pops this little Myrmidon synergy. And absorbs up to 6,000 damage from 6 incoming hit attempts for 6 seconds. So anything trying to hit your group while you, you know, that maybe that comes in and aggro's your group, it's a nice little, it's almost like a rune, the way it works. If I just keep all this stuff down as I'm taking the named. So now I'm not going to DPS anymore. So now, okay, so now if I'm coming up, here's the named, say this is our named right here. If I'm coming up here, I would hit Fortitude, wait for that to go, or you could hit your button, but I didn't do that. I just hit Fortitude. So Fortitude fades. As soon as it fades, you can hit Flash of Anger, which kind of gives you a little stopgap between Fortitude and, so you can hit your culminating stand. So I'll hit Flash of Anger, this fades, then I'll hit culminating stand. Always keeping my buttons down. Right? Field Champion you can always have up. Commanding Voice you can always have up. These are buffs that last 10 minutes. Okay. Culminating Stand fades after 3 minutes. I'm hitting Imperator's Command and Dissident Shield, which is your dichotomic shielding, which is up here, but you actually use the 106 level one. Yeah, Dissident Shield. Yeah, Dicho stuff. The new one, the 110 new one is Dissident Shield with the new expansion. But it's basically the same thing, it's just a little amped up a little bit. So I've got that running. You can also do Warlord's Tenacity, and what it does is it take your hit points up. So you know I'm at 393. Let me put in, and I put food, the good food in, and then you can also do your tribute. Make sure you've got tribute. These are the tributes I use. Right, you should write these down. I know there's a lot of information, but what my channel will save all this, and you can watch it again. I don't know if you want to be interested in that, but it does save it, so you don't have to do it all at once or right here. And then these are the trophies I have. Let's see. Trophies I have. So yeah, cliff stones. You always want to have your. Yeah. So I have my buffs linked to items that I use, but you don't need to know that because they're in my bags. You won't be able to just copy that. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is one thing I use. It was part of that Castle Mistmore when it was the higher level. It was like an anniversary thing. That's one of my clickies that I use. This is from Tempest Temple. This is a good clicky still. That's easy to get. You just got to kill mobs and it's random. That's from Arcs. We use that for. Let's see, that's for later. You can get your quiver. Let's click quiver, and then I hit inventory, and then I have. Yeah. But yeah, pretty normal clickies here. I don't really. This clicky here, Swift Mantle, it's Lev. It's a really good one. It's instant Lev, so that if you're falling, you can click it and you won't die. I use Cloudy Potion for Invis. Super easy, instant. That's why I use it as instant, and they're super cheap. Let's see what else. Oh, I use these all the time. Planar Overdose. Pull 5 mobs and you don't want them. Hit that. It works. I want to say 75, but as soon as you need it to work, it doesn't. So it's hit or miss. You want to have these help with aggro. So that you want to keep it, and you don't have to buy the top ones, just any of them really work. But it's just it just keeps adding aggro over and over. Let's see here. What else do I have here? So glyph, dragon glyph. That's the glyph that's the main one you want to use. So I don't use Wormslayer anymore because I have the new weapon, which is the new warrior weapon. Wormslayer is not that hard to get. You have to kill 50 bears. What weapon do you have? Yeah, I mean, you're probably doing better DPS than Wormslayer. And if you're thinking about maybe, yeah, I've seen that. That's probably as good as Wormslayer. And Wormslayer gets good when you when you get the raid piece, which bumps it up to a better weapon. You know, it's still Wormslayer, but it's like enhanced Wormslayer or whatever the hell it's called. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, invested, honed Wormslayer. Let's see what's in the bag. Let me just see. I'll show you what it looks like. So the reason people really like it is of this little thing down here. It 100% of incoming melee damage up to 1,750 points. So it protects you against. So it does help you get hit less, but 1,750 is not that much in the grand scheme of things, really. So it's not. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, way better. So let's see here. So yeah, I mean, you want to get all your. I have all my port stuff up here. I have a couple things that I can get out instantly if some things go wrong. Let's back. Let's see. Let's see. Illusion. I carry these token of resurrections, so like in case something happens. This is a cool little. If you just do auto inventory on a button, you don't have to go. You don't have to open and drop it in the field. You can just click on the button. So like I do. Arrows button. Arrows button. Like that. Let's see here. So, Flash of Anger I use all the time. Press the attack and grappling strike for pushing and pulling mobs. Pain doesn't hurt, it's really nice. I wade into battle I also use. Brutal Onslaught is for DPS. It's really, a lot of this other stuff is just like, so like Bandolier, you have all your different setups. A lot of it is just situational. Well, I can do on the test dummy, I'll show you. I'll just pretend like I'm going to so like on this guy right here, if I'm going to DPS him, I'm going to use my dual wield, which is, I'll show you what I have here. So these are my two weapons. This is my main hand. This is my offhand. So I would just start in, and I would literally just do this. Second Spire, Vehement Rage, Brutal Onslaught. Intensity of the Resolute can add a little bit. And you see the number starts climbing. You can hit War Shawls, which is going to be nice. See, I'm up in the 400s. I want to keep my 4 buttons spammed. Shield centers are really important. I watch that like a hawk. When it comes down, I pop it immediately. See, I'm up in the 400s just on a burn. Now, and then when Brutal Strike, or when Brutal fades, then I'd go right to Mighty Strike. Yeah, I mean, once you get it set up, I put it in order so that I can just, that's my first burn, that's my next burn. I can either do Mighty Strike or Fell Strike, depending on what the mob is. I was gonna, well, let me show you what oh yeah, you see I have, 94,000 total spent AA. So, let's see, okay, glyph of dragon scales. If you go ahead and read this one, this is the only glyph I really use. I can't open this further. This is the only glyph I really use, and it's for mostly for defense. When activated, increases your maximum base health, mana, and endurance by 20%. Your base mitigation and base avoidance by 50%. So when I hit that, and I'm not gonna. When I hit that, my AC goes. So this is without raid buffs. I'm at 13,484. With raid buffs, it probably puts me about 14,600 to 8, somewhere in there, 14,600 to 800. And so that's really good. And anything coming in or anything trying to hit you is all lessened, so it's really nice. I use that all the time, and it's really the only thing I keep getting more AA for. Let's see, so let's see. Rampage is also nice. It hits the mob 5 times. You can see it hit all these mobs around here, so you get all that damage added to your parse. Like when I go to hit this guy, I'm going to already have damage on him. But yeah, rest of it is just go and just start killing shit. Here's my assist key. This I just assist the raid, but you can put any name here, assist with it. I do a little pause and then attack on, just so I make sure I get the right mob before I start attacking it. Here's my attack key, where it just says makes %T dead. So you tell your friends to hit this mob with me. Other than that, I think that's the only real macros I have. Cure curse, that's if you get, that's situational. Target. Those are certain targets that I usually am looking for in different raids and stuff, so I keep those on there. Hiatus, when you get back from a res, you want to try and hit hiatus as soon as you can, so you get up to 30% endurance, so you can get back in the fight. FD, there's a lot of certain mobs that'll make you FD, and so you want to hit stand, attack on, and stand's important because you can spam it. If you hit sit as your stand up backup key, you're going to be doing this, which you don't want to be doing. So if you hit stand, you can keep going. You don't have to. If you know there's a mob that's going to FD you, you can spam stand, and you basically barely see yourself FD. Off tank key. Basically letting healers know that you're tanking something. It's important. Corpse drag. I can drag corpses. Let's see. Everything else is pretty standard. Let's see. Oh, here's my auto fire. And that just hit your range on your bandolier, and then you can hit your auto fire, and it does it automatically. It doesn't auto fire on, press 2, pause 2, auto fire off. Why did I do that? Oh, because I was actually, I don't want this, because I did that because I was trying to single pull something once and try it then. Okay, so I don't need this either. Auto fire on, okay. Good thing I looked at that. I was wondering. Let's see here. Everything else I think is kind of just need to get out there and do it. There's a couple more clickies I have. That was diplomatic papers. That was anniversary, miniature horn, anniversary. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Anyway, I'll leave it. I'll close this out as that. And then any questions you have going forward, we can talk.